Welcome back. You are with the UTMB Web TV, UTMB TV, live with Keith Byrne, Randy Gaylord, and Rory BOSIO.
Rory's in the house!
All right, we are bringing you the English channel, and we are watching the front runners, the elite runners, arrive at the start line one by one.
So Rory's helping us be athlete spotters. So the athletes are all coming up now to the start.
I think that's Tim Tollefson.
That definitely looked like, I can tell by just the way he's wearing the hat.
Zach Miller.
There also
Miller time.
Also has a distinct way of wearing the hat. I really enjoy that. Yes.
So yeah, we have the fashion correspondent, Rory BOSIO. Yes, she's commenting on the athlete outfits, which is very nice.
You know, if you look good, you run good. It's
exactly.
Like happy mind, happy legs.
That was definitely Jim Carrey on the start line, Tim Tollefson.
Tim Tollefson, the eternal smile on his face. Somebody, I think going into these races, you always want everybody to have a good race and run well, but everybody has their favorites.
Well, Rory, the crowd, the colors, that kind of looks like a color scheme that you would sport on a T-shirt. It's kind of multicolored, full of energy.
Yes, my approach to dressing is to just look like a box of crayons just melted all over my clothes.
This is interesting that the
what are they doing there?
They did this at the to Dylan Bowman at the start of the TDS. They did a random kit check of some of the elite athletes. So Rory's discovering something new here.
Oh, goodness.
Sneaky. Well,
you haven't had this done to you yet, I understand.
No, I have had just the, there's my roomie, Stephanie. Oh, it looks like she's getting the random bag check as well. Gotta love that purple vest she's wearing, the color of royalty. Somebody I'm rooting for as I share a bathroom with her. Looking good, though, and relaxed. Yes, the random kit check I actually think is great. And there's Fernanda.
There's Fernanda.
Oh, fair. Go. Fernanda is a veteran of this race.
She is.
I think probably in terms of women has the most experience in this race going at the start line.
Yes.
Fernanda's last name is?
Fernanda Maciel.
Okay.
She is a Brazilian runner who lives now mostly in Spain, though, but she is a veteran of the sport, somebody I have looked up to for a very long time, and I'm happy to call her one of my closest friends. Here we have Tim, getting the bag check.
Just behind is Caroline Chavarot. On her day is awesome.
On fire. I mean, she, I think, is maybe the wild card in the women's race.
Yes.
Because she hasn't been racing a ton yet this season, but she also is such an, I think experience really counts so much going into these races as the maestro, the master himself.
Yeah, I think we know who that guy is, don't we?
I think we should all feel very lucky that we're living in a time where we get to see such a magnificent person do amazing things in the mountains, such as Killian, somebody who I still... the stuff he does gives me goosebumps. So I think he's definitely, obviously, a favorite going into this race. But back to the women, Carolyn, experience counts for a lot, and she knows this course. And that can really help in the later stages. It just depends on how you're feeling.
There's Tim Olsen, just in the second pen. So maybe that's kind of an indication that he's kind of... maybe in terms of is not have done as much racing this year, but he's obviously on the start line, so he's got the points and he's ready to go.
Yes.
Yeah, he looks great. He belongs in the pen. He can stay with. He can hang with that group.
Exactly.
Yeah. He's a purebred cow. There, just put him in the pen. That's where they put animals in the pens. I actually think being in the second wave of elites is actually, it's kind of a great position to be in. This race notoriously starts out like a track meet.
Oh, yes.
Makes a hairpin turn to the right within 50 meters. So, and everybody's got batons.
And who can forget the year that Seb Chaigneau tripped at the start, and luckily someone grabbed him straight away. Otherwise,
I cannot forget that because I was behind him when that happened. I was not the person who helped him out.
Yeah.
Got to look out for numero
because I remember you ran right over him, right? That's right,
yes,
Rory. Yes,
exactly.
Yes, and I think Topher was in that race, and he just narrowly got out from underneath him.
Since that
Scotty Hawker from Team V Brown, one of the partners of the UTMB.
Also a very experienced runner, especially internationally.
Indeed.
He has done a ton of races, and I think in these, it sounds like for the weather-wise, I've been told by a reputable source that the storm might be coming in from the east, so they might be facing some adverse weather conditions going into Courmayeur.
Yes. So right now they're calling, or they're telling the runners to expect high winds and wind chill of up to -10. So your hands would not like that, Rory. I know your hands don't like the cold.
That's -10 Celsius for
exactly.
those of us on the imperial system.
It's -14 if you would like it in Fahrenheit, Rory. There we go.
The conversion. Love it.
And there's the mayor of Chamonix, Eric Fournier. He's not running, but he's just down there. He's so proud. He's the guy. Then there's Claire. Claire Gallagher. Is that Claire?
Claire Gallagher.
There she is.
Claire.
And she's been listening to the advice to wear some glasses to protect your eyes from the cold and the high winds that they're going to get tonight.
And I believe that was actually part of the kit chain, or the extra kit that they told the runners they needed today.
Yes.
They needed their cold weather kit, which is something I think they've just instituted this year.
They have, yes. Yes.
Before, it was just a standard kit. And this year, they told the runners that you could either need a hot kit, the regular kit, or a cold kit. And there were just a couple changes. In the cold kit this year, they're going to need clear glasses, like Claire was sporting, like she was about to go work in a laboratory. And then also an extra layer of an extra top.
A fleece or something like that. Yeah, something extra warm.
Fleece. That sounds heavy when wet. Also carry a wet blanket with you.
And as you can see, all the runners carry water with them, or drink of some kind or another.
Yes.
Some of them carry it on their chest, some of them carry it in bladders on their back. There's a lot of different systems.
There are. I prefer a bladder, personally. I feel like in the front they feel like hand grenades, but everybody has their own way of doing things. Doing the bottles in front is a more efficient way to fuel at the aid stations, but I appreciate the extra chit-chat you can make with volunteers while you're filling your bladder. What I appreciate so much about this event is the amount of spectators that come out.
Xavier Thévenard. So he's another wild card. So there's obviously Xavier kind of fresh from Hard Rock. So we're going to wonder if Xavier is just going to do his talking on the trails.
I think that's the, talk softly and carry a large stick or something of that kind. That can go a long way. I think he must be, if that was me, I imagine he's feeling like he's amped and ready to go, and feeling like he needs a little bit of redemption isn't the right word.
Wow, look at the crowd.
This is what I love.
Yes. Randy, crank up the atmosphere so we can hear it.
Exactly. And I love, it's like calisthenics. Everybody needs, I call this a dynamic warm-up. I do a similar thing just on my own, and I want to get into it.
This is awesome now.
I don't get nervous before races, but this is making me a little nervous, excited.
No, this is the big one.
Right next to Xavier Thévenard.
You got it.
Xavier Thévenard was Magdalena Brulé. She has a big goo tattoo on her cheek, so we'll be able to recognize her.
Yes, she's a Cliff Bar athlete, so it's ironic that she wears the goo tattoo.
Ooh! Ouch! Meow!
Totally kidding. I think Magdalena is. She actually is somebody who I think she's kind of a little bit under the radar, and if she has a good day, she is a very. Her ability to run a variety of different races is very impressive. So she's great at anything from a marathon to 100 miles. So I would expect she could have a very good race.
She could. So Mike McManus, the sports marketing guy from Hoka One, was in this afternoon, and he said, don't forget, Magdalena ducked the Western Trails this year, and there was a reason why she did that.
Yeah, so, she's also a smart racer. You can tell she always just has a very calm, happy demeanor, which I think going into something like this, something so long, can really pay off.
Yes.
Like just your attitude and how you're approaching it. And I will have to say she's one of the friendliest people that I've encountered out. I mean, most people are very friendly. There's nobody rude out there, I'm not saying, but...
No, she is a delightful person.
Yeah,
no
and you can
question
tell
about it.
she just loves the experience. So she could really come out.